32, right or wrong. So this is the most important things, one of the most important things, as far as we just realize who we are. This is very important matter or aspect in order to do true zazen. Then, as I always mentioned about who we are is, when the Bodhidharma just came to China from India, then the emperor at that the time, emperor just invited him. Then he just asked who you are. Then what's the answer is, I never be able to be aware of who I am. I never be able to be aware of what I'm doing now, even where I am. This is true ourselves. This is true ourselves. We never be able to be aware of who we are. We never be able to be aware of what we are doing right now. Even where we are. See, this is our true self. Then we just recognize what we are doing. Then we'll be able to just recognize what we are doing. That is later. Before recognition, we never be able to be aware of what we are doing right now. This is our reality. You see, once we just recognize this, then we'll be able to recognize this. At the same time, we just recognize this one. Before we just recognize this one never exists anywhere, never exists. Once we just recognize this, and at the same, almost at the same time, this one just come out. See, then we are completely deceived by thinking or thought or concept. Before we just recognize this will never exist. Okay, this is a very important thing. In order to realize who we are, that the only zazen, you'll be able to just realize these truths. Only zazen. Okay. So what are the Jinen Roshi sayings, the teachers with the number 32, right or wrong? To all the things, people instantly arise the thought of right or wrong. See, when I see this, then there is a kind of a separation, kind of separation between this and this. You see, then you just try to figure out what it is. Then the same time, kind of, oh, this is good, or this is bad, this is wrong, this is kind of judgment just come up in your mind. But before you just recognize this, you see, before you recognize this one is exactly same, no separation at all. Once you recognize that, then kind of separation just to come out, happen. Then you just recognize this. At the same time, you just recognize this. Before you just recognize this will never exist. To all the things, people instantly arise the thought of the right or wrong. Then people just try to, as I just mentioned, people just try to figure out what it is, see, or good or bad, kind of judgment. Then people just will be just confused. But before recognition, it's exactly same, this one and this one, no separation, exactly same. So kind of a judgment never happened because of oneness. You don't know much about which is which. So that kind of a judgment never happened before. Then you just, after recognition, this kind of right or wrong, kind of good or bad, like what you said, just kind of the judgment or emotional matter just happen. That is a later. That is a later. Before recognition, this nothing happened. Nothing happened. To all things, people instantly realize the thought or right or wrong. To say right or wrong, where does it happen? Where does it happen is, you see, as I just mentioned, before recognition, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing exists. Nothing existed. Then you just recognize this, and then at the same time you just recognize this as well. Then kind of things, matter aspects just happen in your mind. But that is a later. That is a later. Before recognition, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing exists. To say right or wrong, where does it happen? It is because people have something standard or ideal, follows what they have seen, heard, and been taught in their life until now. So this is memory. You just memorize. You just memorize this, and then, so when you see this, you may say, this one. Before you just see this one just here. This one is here, but this is another. This is another two. You see, when you see this just come out. Just come out at that time, not before. You see, when you see this just come out, and when I see this one just come out, not before. Never this one exists, but never this one here before. When I see this one just come out at the same time. But what people just think about, before we just see this exists. This one is here. This is a completely misunderstanding. You see, when I say this one is at the same time, this one just come up. See, when I say this one just come up. That's the reason. Nothing left at all. Nothing left at all. You see, it's very wondrous. It's a very wondrous thing. So when I say this, then when I say this will completely disappear. completely disappears. Nothing left at all. But memory. Just we just memorize. This one is here. This one was here. This is memory. This is not the truth. You see, when I see this, it's the same that this one just come up. Then when I see this one completely disappear. This one just come up. See, nothing rests at all. Nothing rests at all. This is a kind of, as I just mentioned, a kind of trick. This is a kind of trick. People just memorize this. This one is here. See, more completely disappears. Nothing left here. This is very hard to understand, even concept. So people completely deceived. Then people just they recognize the past. People still just memorize this way. This one is here. But this is a memory. This is a memory, not the reality at all. You see. So people just, as I just mentioned, people just recognize or admit the past, present, future. This is a concept. This is a concept. This is a creation of a thinking. That kind of never exists, nowhere. The thing is exactly right now and right here. Only this. So never be deceived by your thinking. To say right or wrong, where does it happen? It is because people have something standard, common sense. Just people just, this is this and this. People just recognize this one is this. But this one never say this one is this. No? For instance, this book never say I am a book. I am a book. You say so. This one never says so. You see, you just name this one. You just put a name of you just they name this one is book. You say so. This one never says so. See, so what's happened is when I say this one is a book, it's all right. It's all right. You simply accept what I say. But when I say this one is yourselves. So you may say, oh, totally wrong. But you see, the strange thing is, when I say this is a book, When I say this is yours, this is yourself, but this one never changed. This one never changed. What's happened? So, but our thinking is quite much confused. Oh, this is a book. You see, our thinking is completely confused. But this will never change. You see, this is a very, very much the important thing to realize who we are. We are completely deceived by thinking or thought of the concept. You see, we just say this is a book. This one never say I am book. You see, this is very important. To say right over here, this one is finished. So we always just memorize this and this and this. See, we just memorize this one is this, this one is this. That is a concept. That is not reality. See, you just say so, this and this and this. this one never says. You see, this is a very important thing. If you just want to realize who you are, see, this one never say. You say so in your thinking, by your thinking. Okay. So. Okay. Ideal for what? If you're in, okay. The next one. If you're in possession of such a thing, you fix its standard. Then the thought of the right or wrong arise toward it. You recognize this is this. Then kind of right or wrong just come out, arise. See, before you recognize this, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Before recognize this, see, before recognize this, there is nothing error, nothing error. See? Then you just recognize. Then you just memorize. This one is dead. Then things just happen. Things just happen. But before you recognize this, nothing happened. Nothing exists. Oh, what do you think about? It's a wondrous, thing. So this activity, this action, we are doing all the time. Only this activity and action exists. Nothing else at all. Nothing else at all. This, when I say this, just happen. Before I just clap my hand, nothing happened. Then you just come out. You just come out. You are born. You are born. The universe is born. This universe is born. See, your truth is just born. You see, before the clapping hand, nothing happened. Nothing exists. That's the reason Shakyamuni Buddha just once he just realized who he was. He never just came down the place where the people just live, because what he just realized was such a far beyond what people thinking of the self, far beyond, entirely different. That's the reason the Shakyamuni Buddha never just came down the place where people just live, because even he just tried to just tell what he just realized, people never understand. He thought so. That's the reason. See, this much, our true self, our truth is completely different from what we are thinking about the self. So this is very hard to realize, but Zazen will be able to just bring you to encounter through yourself. Only Zazen. Okay. If you're in ideal followers, what they have seen, heard, and been taught in their life until now, then you just memorize the things, what you just read, what you just hear, what you just see, whatever. You just memorize, just memorize. Then you think that's kind of the things you memorize is they exist somewhere, but that's only exists in your mind. That's nothing anywhere else. Because in your mind, only in your mind. You see, whatever you just memorize, that is the things that they are. This is the things that never exist. Just those things just exist only in your mind. That's a delusion. That's a delusion. That's a creation of thinking. Those things you just memorize never existed anywhere, but in your mind, only you just memorize. That's the reason. Oh yes. If you're in position of such a thing, you fix it as standard. You fix it standard, you just memorize. You just memorize. What you just sing, what you just heard, what you just smell, whatever. Okay, you just memorize. Then it's come to a standard, your standard. You see, you are the concept, your concept. This is a this is a this is it comes to a standard in your mind. And then the thought or like then the thought of right or wrong are right sorted. Then you just you just try to figure out what you just memorize, what you memorize. Oh, that kind of person is something wrong, or what? Why did she say so, something? Just many sort of thinking just come out in your mind, and you just try to figure out. You try to deal with what that's kind of things just always happen in your mind. That's the cause your trouble. That's cause even you just try to figure out what to deal with. The things you just memorize. The things just come out in your mind. Those things never exist at all. Never existed. Only exists in your mind. Only exists in your mind. The reality is only right now, right here. Exactly what you just faced. This is a reality. Only this. Nothing else. But when you see this, you just become this. You just become this. This is a reality. This is a reality. Nothing anymore. So never be deceived by your thinking. Okay. The thought of right or wrong arise toward it. We stand in the way. See? And then you just admit, or you just recognize, oh, this is bad, this is good, and this is the right, this is dislike. That's kind of judgment. That's kind of idea just come out in your mind. But that is not real. That is not true. That is just creation of your thinking. Nothing true at all. Nothing true at all. The reality, the truth is only when you see it. You just become this. See, when I just clap my hand, you just become this sound. This is our true self, not this one. So, where is it? Where is it? Oh, stop. Therefore, if you stop having the center is thinking or thought. See, just stop. You're having the common sense. You may say common sense. See, if you stop having the common sense or standard, the thought of right or wrong ceased. See, so this is Zazen. This Zazen would like to recommend you to do. See, in order to encounter your true self. You see, whenever just come out, other thinking or thoughts just come out in your mind. Simply you just throw them away as they are. Although it's very easy to say, but it's very difficult to do. See, but only this way, you'll be able to encounter. Only this way you can just realize who you are. This is Zazen. This is Zazen. This Zazen Shakyamuni Buddha just recommend us to do. You see, this Zazen. Whenever just or whatever just thinking or thought come out in your mind, simply let's go then all as they are. This is enough. See, it's very easy to say, but it's very hard to do. But if you really wanna just realize who you are, just do it. Just do it. See, but you don't need to have anything. Very, as I just mentioned, maybe a square meter, square meter would be all right. See, then you just have a kind of cushion, put the cushion, and you just sit. Then, whatever just thinking or thought come out in your mind, simply let's go then about the this is enough. You see, someday, and definitely you'll be able to encounter through yourself. You see, what you're thinking about yourself, what you're thinking about the self is entirely different from what your true self is. Entirely different. So that's the reason we have to do it, because we are completely deceived, completely fooled by thinking or thoughts only this. See, only this. That's the reason it's very okay, because you see, we never be deceived by anyone, anything, but our thinking, only our thinking. So everybody can do it. Everyone can do it, because not any others, but our thinking or thought. This is only this. This is a cause of trouble, question, problem, suffering. See, only this. We just deceived. We are completely deceived by thinking or thought. That's it. See, thinking also what happened. Where happened when you just recognize death. See, when I recognize death, then you just recognize that this one at the same time. Before you recognize this will never exist. Before recognize this, nothing happened. Nothing exists at all. Nothing things exist. So no problem at all. No problem at all. Then you just you can write this, then kind of the problem or question or suffering, whatever, just come out. Very simple but for thinking of thought, it's very complicated. It's a very complicated. But even you think that that's a kind of complicated matter, but just sit. Then whatever, just thinking of thought, just come up, just simply throw them away as they. This is enough. This doesn't. The body down or the Zen master Dogen did. Then they just realize who they are. So only this does. Therefore, if you stop having the center, common sense, the thought of right or wrong cease, disappears completely. Then nothing left. Yeah, no. Only this one just exists. Only this exists. See, even thinking was sort of completely ceased. What is left is right now, right here. See? Because right now, right here is our true self. That's the reason. Never just never has disappeared or never gone anywhere. Right now, right here. Okay. Therefore, if you stop having the center, the thought of right or wrong cease, then right or wrong cease naturally, without doing anything. You see, you simply just throw them away, throw away your thinking of thought as they then thinking and thought completely ceased. Then what is left is right now, right here. This is a pivot. This is a way. This is a way you'll be able to just realize who you are. This is a zazen. This is a deceivably, you should just live on, even following condition. Millions of the world cannot be better than one conduct. So that, see, if you just, even if you try to just figure out or solve who you are, it's impossible, because thinking or thought is completely separated between this one and this one. This one, see, once you just become this one, you just realize this, your truth. You realize it through yourself. See, but the thinking was always separate. Otherwise, you recognize this. So that's always this one and this one is completely separate. So that's the reason that you never be able to just solve who you are by thinking or thought or concept. Only it's just to do. That's to do zazen. You see, millions of world cannot be better than one conduct is zazen. If you sincerely do zazen, someday, as I just mentioned, someday you'll be able to just encounter to yourself. You'll be able to figure out who you are. You see what your truth, what your true self is completely different from what you're just thinking about self. Completely different. You see, that's reason their master Dogen mentioned. If you seek for the way is our true self. If you seek for the way, you'll be able to just find it to be complete and universal. Complete and universal. That's much different, you see. That's much different. What we just thinking about ourselves or the self. Our true self is so huge, uncountable, uncountable. See, that's the reason Shakyamuni Buddha just recommended us to do zazen. Only one chance, only one occasion. See, you have to do with your life, within your life. You see. So today I have a kind of business. I have a kind of I just asked you to change the kind of time. So I have to go. But the day after tomorrow, we'll be able to just meet. Okay, again. Then meanwhile, if you are free, please just sit. Just sit. Then someday you'll be able to just encounter true self. See, this is a very special. This is a very special. Hi. That's the reason. Constantly or continually, I would like to ask you to do that. Okay. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Muchas. Danke schön.